Hi everyone, welcome to our very first video where I'm going to be giving you a breakdown of how we created a particular look. You've probably seen this reel on our Instagram. If you haven't, I'm going to link it down below so you can kind of see the shortened version that we created. But in this video, I'm going to be going in depth of how we created this particular look. Here is the final look that we created. On this side, you guys can see the close-up, and I'm also going to be looking at my phone and talking you through everything. So let's go. Okay, so what you see us using here is a clay pot and some green jute string. So clay pots are easily available all over India. You can mostly find them on kind of roadsides. I haven't seen it anywhere on Amazon so far, but the cheapest place that you can get it is from the roadside. We have pots in 3 different sizes as part of our inventory, and this is probably one of the smaller sizes just because the frame is a little bit smaller. So you can adjust the size of the pot depending on the size of like your entire look that you're creating, or obviously you can use more or less pots. And the string that we're using, it's called Jute String. If you're in the US or you're in Europe or something like that, you can find it online in craft stores, somewhere like Linkcraft, Michael's, Joann's. In India, you could probably find this is available on Amazon, and I'm going to link it in the description below. Everything that I'm mentioning that we're using, I am going to be mentioning it in the description below, so check it out. And if I can have links for you guys, the links will be there. So what we're doing first is just tying the string together and just creating a little loop. The paint on the pot is actually just plain wall paint. It is, if you just go in, I think it's Asian Paints, the brand, and it's like a green color that we chose for this one, and we have a few different colors that we've used as well. I recommend not using a oil-based paint because that's hard for you to paint over. This one will be really easy for you to change the color depending on the look, depending on the event. Okay, so we've gotten the string and we've just created a quick loop with it. And we're just creating a little infrastructure to kind of create a base for this pot. Okay, so now we have the hanging pot structure, and that's how it's going to hang from our frame. So next, I'm just going to take you guys over to the frame. So we have a wooden frame, and we're using our wood thorns. These are solo wood thorns that are long lasting. They will last you literally forever as long as you look after them. And we're using our color yellow. And I'm just creating a loop around this frame. The size of the frame I'm gonna leave down below, but it's 6 feet tall and 5 feet wide, and it's made in pine wood, I think, but it's, I'm gonna leave the description for this frame because I know we get a lot of questions about it. If you need to extend your thorns, all that we're doing is, all our thorns come in 5 feet. So if you're using a something else, maybe like a pom-pom garland, or you're using another fresh flower thorn, you can, tie the thorns together by the excess string, which you just saw us doing here, and continue to wrap it around. So you can see us here again, just extending the two thorns by attaching it together, and now winding it down the side just to kind of fill up the space. So we're putting in the first pot now. This is a pot that we've colored in fuchsia, and you can see me sitting here just to understand the height of the pot that it should be. So you can put your chair down and just have somebody sit there to kind of understand that. And I recommend obviously putting the chair just a little bit in front, just in case your tying skills are maybe not that great and a pot does fall. If you're an event coordinator or something like that, that's probably something smart to do, or even if you're doing this at your home. So I think we're gonna do just a couple of knots here, just make it really secure. You can do like a double knot. I think we did like 2 or 3 knots here just to make it really secure. To create, if you notice in the pink one, just going back a little bit, we used pink string, and all this is actually just low quality wool. This obviously does not have as much strength as the jute, but just to match the color of the pot, we went for some wool. So if you're looking for kind of matching string, wool does make a pretty good option as long as your pot is not too heavy. So now we're just tying around the green pot. And this is again with the jute string that we have used. You can see that we've created a sort of U shape with the pots, the pink one being in the center. This creates like a really nice arch, because obviously you can see the frame is in a square, so this creates a nice arch kind of framing and also a contrast with the square frame, and very much mimic kind of like a wedding kind of feel, so which is why we've created it like that. You can also just create a straight line, but I quite like the up and down kind of look as well. So next you can see us putting in silk peonies. These are from our collection, but you can use anything that you kind of have available to you. You could possibly also use things that have the stem attached, but we prefer something like this because it makes it a little bit more flexible for us depending on the type of decor we're creating. So all we're doing is getting the silk peony head and inserting a bamboo skewer into it just to create a little stem and inserting it into the pots. So to fill in the gap, so if you saw here, we just had the yellow thorns wrapped around. So now we added in the pink and the green thorns just to fill in that space, and then also the pink thorns match with the pink peonies that we have, and a little bit of green because green just makes everything just pop a little bit. I feel like it works really well with the other colors as well. And if you want to secure the thorns to the frame, you can just use a little bit of string and kind of tie it together. In between each of the pots, we also added some fuchsia thorns. These thorns are pretty lightweight, so you can secure them with some tape. And at the end, to stop, when we cut the thorns short, just to stop it, the last flowers from falling, we just attached a little bit of tape. This chair that we're using is actually just a chair that we have at home. It's just part of our lounge set. So you could see what you kind of have around at home and use something similar. If maybe you don't have anything, you can obviously rent something, use a little stool or something. Just for the look, we put some of our Mehndi cones in our rose box. You could have them displayed on like a beautiful platter or something as well. And just to fill up our space at least, we're adding a bunch of candles. We added a little stool at the front so you could put your feet depending on what kind of event this is, and just adding some of the loose thorn flowers that you get. So when you're using the thorns, you'll have like some flowers that drop off, whether it's with fresh flowers or even if you're creating like a pom-pom garland or whatever it is. So we just like used them in the platters around and just added a whole bunch of candles. You'll always see that I'm adding so many candles to all of our look, partially because we are just shooting in kind of like a blank room, a blank space, so we do need to fill it up a little bit. Possibly in your home, if you don't want to add so many candles, you don't have to. You could just have like a nice rug that's covering the floor. You might, if it's for a haldi or even a mehndi, you might have like the gifts that the groom side or the bride side has brought over. So that's the final look. That was a little bit more in depth, and I hope you guys kind of understood the little things that we did to create this look. This look would be so lovely for either a haldi function or a mehndi function. If you guys want, you can build this frame. That's what we did. It's a custom frame, and we used to use it a lot for events. If you don't have this kind of frame that's available, in some future tutorials I'm going to show you guys some alternative, even if you want to create the exact same look, but how you can use some different elements in your home to create this kind of a look. If you have any questions about this tutorial, drop them down below in the comments, and I'm going to be going through and answering all of your questions. Also, as a reminder, we have everything that I've used in this tutorial. I've listed it down in the description box with the links. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit the like button and also subscribe to our channel. We're doing weekly tutorial videos, so make sure you don't miss those, and I will see you guys next time.